Lipids are a group of heterogeneous, non-polar compounds that does not dissolve in water. Lipid metabolism. Triglycerides, cholesterol esters, free fatty acids and phospholipids are the types of lipid content in food that we ingest. Among these, triglycerides and cholesterol esters are the most abundant. As lipid enters into our body as fat globules, the lipases find it hard to digest them. If not digested, they cannot be absorbed to the body. If this occurs, the lipid content will pass out of the body with fecal matter. Therefore, bile, which is secreted into the small intestine, breaks down these large fat globules into small micelles as shown in. The main site of lipid digestion is the small intestine. However, the lingual lipases in the oral cavity and the gastric lipases in the stomach also play a small role in digesting the small fat globules. Once the micelles are made in the small intestine, the lipases digest the triglycerides, cholesterol esters and phospholipids. The triglycerides are digested into monoglycerides and free fatty acids. The cholesterol esters are converted into free cholesterol and the phospholipids are converted into monoglycerides. The digest products are absorbed into enterocytes situated in the small intestine lumen. These monoglycerides and free fatty acids are converted into triglycerides and the cholesterol is converted into cholesterol esters. Next, these produce triglycerides and cholesterol esters are internalized in polar protein coatings. These lipoprotein structures are known as chylomicrons. The produced chylomicrons are released into the bloodstream and they enter the liver. Inside the liver, another lipoprotein structure named very low density lipoprotein, in short known as VLDL, is produced using the chylomicron contents. VLDL is released into the bloodstream and they enter the adipose tissues. The adipose tissues consumes the majority of the triglycerides in VLDL and becomes a low density lipoprotein, which in short known as LDL. LDL mainly consists of cholesterol esters. LDL release into the bloodstream and enter the peripheral tissues. The cholesterol esters in LDL is mainly utilized by all cells for membrane production and by the endocrine glands for steroidal hormone production. In extreme cases where LDL concentration is high in blood, fat tends to cover the lumen of blood vessels, which will gradually lead to atherosclerosis conditions. Fat accumulation in peripheral tissues due to high LDL concentrations lead to fatty tissue production. Afterwards, the remaining cholesterol esters become high-density lipoproteins, which is known as HDL. The produced HDL is transported back into the liver, where the remaining is broken down or passed out of the body as waste products. The investigations that come under the lipid profile are total cholesterol, triglycerides, VLDL cholesterol, LDL cholesterol and HDL cholesterol. The patients are expected to fast for 12 to 14 hours prior to the sample collection for the lipid profile, but fasting is not necessary if only the total cholesterol assay was requested, as 95% of the cholesterol is not from the diet but produced endogenously. However, high amounts of triglycerides after a heavy meal makes the serum of blood turbid. This becomes an interference for the test. Therefore, fasting is recommended. When a fasting blood sugar is requested along with the lipid profile, the patient should only fast for 12 hours before sample collection if the sample for both tests are being collected together. If not, the fasting blood sugar levels decrease than that of the real value. This table shows the reference intervals of the lipid profile parameters. The total cholesterol levels are expected to be less than 200 mg per deciliter in a healthy individual. The HDL level should be more than 40 mg per deciliter but less than 60 mg per deciliter. The optimal LDL level is expected to be less than 100 mg per deciliter and the triglyceride level less than 150 mg per deciliter. Lipid disorders are either familial or acquired. Some of the most common lipid disorders are xanthomas, xanthilemas, fatty liver, pancreatitis, and atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis gives rise to secondary diseases such as coronary heart disease, myocardial infarction, stroke, peripheral arterial disease, carotid artery stenosis, and cholesterol embolization syndrome.
If you are interested in my video creation, like this video. Feel free to give your comment. Please subscribe us on YouTube.